Hello and welcome back to our little world of early start OpenTTD. So I had a plan that I wanted to work on this episode, which is to start expanding our industrial might. So we have let's look for some industries. Let's look for some industries which are kind of close to our existing network. I don't want to do what I did last time, which was the last time. Well, I'd say the last time. I say a long time ago, which was where I built a network way over down in the bottom sort of corner of the map over here, and then I kind of went up all the way up here, just chasing wharfs and engineering suppliers. But I want to avoid that. I want to start building my networks with a good sense of locality. So we have kind of three locations. So we have the radial line over here, and that has a glassworks actually. So let's have a look at what a glassworks takes. So this is totally not sensible at all. Let's just, before we go wildly into it, the glassworks requires sand and soda ash, which are the primary, the sort of tech level 1 cargoes. So sand is that, soda ash is that, and sand. How does sand compare to coal? So sand is very similar to coal, actually, slightly less drop off. Evidently, people aren't so worried about old sand, so that's probably good. So we could use this. So let's have a look at this. So display the chain. So sand and soda ash. You have quarry, which gives us the sand, and soda ash mines, which gives us this. So let's go back. Let's just let's go back and display the chain, and let's link to small maps. So here we have a glassworks here, but we're also looking for ones which have the raw materials near them. So this would be nice. We could expand it into the radial line, but it doesn't have the raw materials nearby. But over here, so obviously down here again is a dead loss, but over here towards what's kind of Mountain Ash. Mountain Ash actually has a soda ash mine, so we could start taking soda ash. And soda ash is actually quite good because soda ash of those. Let's get the right graph up. The soda ash is the one which pays slightly better. So I think is that correct. So yes, soda ash is this one which pays slightly better. So we build a line across here, and we can build it to here. Now it's not totally connected to our existing network, but let's live with that. So let's also look here at elevations and issues. So this is at height level 1. And this is this I think is the glassworks. Yes, the glassworks is at level 4. We could have a problem here, which is we really want to avoid having to climb too much with our trains, because they are going to slow down a lot. They're not very powerful at this stage of the game. So let's have a look and let's do some kind of terraforming here. So I'm going to stick this down here, and what we can now do is put in a station. So this is going to be I suppose it's a mineral silo, isn't it? So let's put in a station, just a nice simple kind of roll on roll off. And this by this stage, I'm quite comfortable maybe building a little boulder, so maybe fewer passing, more sort of double track, fewer passing places. So, and let's continue around here, and let's see how close we can get to this sort of soda ash mine. So let's go and pop another bit of double track in there. Let's move that. There we go. That can go down to there, and I don't want to bully the landscape. I don't want to sort of bully it into submission, but I would like to have a kind of feeling to also keep things flat. So let's build a tunnel or two. And here I have a feeling that I can't avoid having a sort of a long cutting followed by a tunnel. So this is going to be a little bit of a cutting here. This is all quite expensive as well. So we do want to watch out for how much we're spending on things. Let's do that. Let's put in one raise there. So I would love for this to be flat, but I think that's not going to be possible. And then that's going to have some sort of side-by-side tunnels just to keep this all nice flat feeling. And let's see how we can go from here. So yes, that will do for that. We can go back to single track cutting through here. So it's again, I'm conflicted with this because I know my train's very low powered and I don't want to have kind of all sorts of problems with that, but I also don't like the idea of this kind of relentless subjugation of the landscape. So we'll try to avoid that. We'll try to avoid being the sort of cigar chomping baddies of the comics books. So that can work out there. That will probably be a nice enough place for a station. So this can be a mineral unloader. And here we go. So Sharp Street. Let's try to integrate this a little more with the industry. So let's just put in some kind of facilities and things. Ooh, what the hell? There's not many facilities available. This kind of nice main office would be. Main office is platform length of 2. I'm going to subjugate the landscape some more for that. There we go. Let's put in a couple of facilities and maybe a sort of a shed up here, just to blend that in, just to make us feel slightly better about our kind of aggressive terraforming. Oh yes, radio line is not a happy situation financially at the moment. But, there we go. Let's not build a huge tunnel. But let's build a sort of moderate-sized tunnel there. There we go. That's feels like an acceptable compromise between just turning the landscape into concrete and having a reasonably flat railway line. So let's set that up. So let's pop this in here and pop a signal there and pop a signal there and pop a signal there and pop a signal there, and that's probably good enough. Yes, we don't want trains to be waiting and blocking that. So that actually is probably the right way of doing that. That can be just a single passing place. That can be like that. Do I want... Well, actually, what I want to avoid with that is trains going through this section, having to wait. So I don't want to signal that too close. Oh dear, well, recession, that's not going to help at all. I was almost wondering if I had one of those existing, because my profits are quite low already on some lines, the industrial lines, and I was having to take some vehicles off. It's been the interstitial 2 months that I played just between the last video and this one. And, let's go. So let us now build some planets. So 50 horsepower. This has sort of the performance of a small hatchback. Not even a modern small hatchback, actually, because the modern one would be sort of 65, 75, but sort of 1980s small hatchback car. This would be about right, sort of, like the old sort of square-backed Volkswagen Polo. That would be about the performance of this, although it's somewhat larger, somewhat clankier, somewhat less of a top speed. So anyway, so stop wittering on about that. Let's create some open wagons. I think open wagons, yes, open wagons for soda ash, and you don't have to worry too much about top speed currently because we're on plateway. So 60 tons. I'm going to stick with 60 tons. I'm going to see that if we get away with that, if that's profitable, because I'm worried about that hill, that enormous single tile hill. Let's set this going. Let's stop wittering about and let's set this off, and let's group it up as well. So they're going to be our sofa ash, soda ash. Sofa ash is an entirely different thing. Sofa ash would be something that happens in like sort of a heavy smoker's house where they're not very careful about their ashtrays. And no, it's not travelling sofa ash. There we go. So that's just going to fill up there with its sofa detritus, some old coins and sweet wrappers and dog hair and whatever else gets down the side there. So that's filling up, and I suppose we should clone it. We're going to need one. Ooh, dear. We are rather running low now. Do I want to take an enormous loan, or do I want to stay where I am? Let's have a look at the operation. Yes. So this of course is the recession hitting us. So if I go and start looking at our stations around here, well, there's a drop-off station. Oh yes, you see, these have lots of things sitting there waiting. Now, there are sort of schools of thought on this of what you can do during a recession. Do you actually take the vehicles offline? Do you actually say, right, well, I'm not going to have them around. I'm going to stick them in the depot. Then they are going to save on money, or do I just tough it out? I think looking at our profitability, I'm happy enough to tough it out. We're not doing great profitability. There's a few lines that I feel we're subsidising. Certainly the radio line that is a subsidised line. Ooh, I say that, but only the original rocket is struggling with this. That's the original rocket is running largely empty. Rocket 2 is running nicely full. Rocket 5 was not doing amazingly well, but yeah. So possibly have some spacing issues on this line. Ooh dear. Let's take some loan out for that. Let's see if we can cover that cost. Let's while this goes. And while I was panicking about that, I missed the thing that... Did I miss the thing that I was actually rather worried about? Yes, I missed the thing going up the hill. That was... You probably saw it. You probably saw it on things. No, there it is. It's just in the tunnel. So this is good. This 18 miles an hour, 19. What are we going to slow to going up here? So we are slowing right down. Oh, yes, we are just way too heavy. So this is not going to be good. This is really problematic, which you could see this is slow to 1 mile per hour. It's not capable of getting up. This is a tractive effort problem as well, which means this is going to continue to be a problem no matter what. With these early trains, they're sort of, they're quite light. They often only have one driven axle, so making things even worse. Why has that happened? Why do I have one train there? So this one's slightly different. This one's 60 tons. This one is 60. No. I accidentally built one while I was clicking wildly, while I was trying to figure out what was going on there. So this could be this is something that does need fixing. So my desire to not terraform this like crazy is going to be defeated. So let's see how much money this makes. Let's see if this is an unmitigated disaster or whether we can live with this. It's quite a slowdown, and if it was a busier line, then we would have problems with capacity and sort of having to have trains pile up behind that terrifyingly huge hill. That single step up. Again, yes, that one's going to slow down. Again, really not so bad at the moment, but this is going to Sharp Street. So let's find out what it makes. 1478. So yes, so we do have rather a problem there, which is this is not even going to make back its costs coming up here, and it's probably a performance issue really. We're slowing down again. Let's see if we can get over that and not have to live in our loan. So here is the problem with using a kind of a low income cargo. And maybe doing it during a recession was a bad idea as well, because we were just having things pile up. So if we can tough out this recession. But we do have a problem here, which is that this line up here. is all just too slow. So this train already, you see 114, by the time it gets down here, most of the profit that it was going to make from that soda ash has gone, and we don't actually have anywhere we can really take the glass either. So that's going to be another problem. Maybe this was a horrible idea. Let's see how we go. Oh yes, we see now that our operating profit has just completely tanked. So I'm not sure how rescuable this is going to be. Now, maybe that how would we rescue it? So let's have a look at Planet, and let's have a look at the Planet's running cost. The Planet running cost is about 4,000, and it doesn't really have the tractive effort to do this. It's running also about sort of 22 miles per hour. So I think the solution for this is what has more tractive effort is a brace of horses. So train 6. So we are going to set that up with 5 wagons. We can set that up to be soda ash. And there we go. It's going to share the orders with this. And this is going to be, because we know this whole thing about horses, there's going to be, oh no, not again. 1833. So that was rather a failure. There's not much way to describe that other than an abject failure, which was we ambitiously tried to get trains out and onto there, and it just didn't work. This is on its way back, but you see, this is not going to be profitable by the time it comes back to Mountain Ashwood. So let's fall back on good old horses. Oh no, not again. Oh no, not again 3. Oh no, not again 2. So this I'm going to pop that into the depot. And let's have a look at these. So let me just pop that there and see how that goes. So these are a lot slower, the 14, 15 miles an hour, but let's have a look at that. So the cargo payment rates, actually soda ash does drop off. It's still going to make us more than sand would make, so not too much of a problem. Oh yes, of course they're complaining because of the recession. This, like I say, I think the recession is tough outable. Let's just see how we go. I think we're building a train route on low profit cargo during this recession was very optimistic. I think that's not quite the right idea. That maybe I haven't recession over. There we go. So that is our recession toughed out. Excellent. So we should see profits naturally return a bit, but this line, even so, I get the feeling I would have just been subsidizing this. So let's return it to horse traction, and it's a combination of two things. There's 2 reasons why it needs to be horse traction on here, which is the low cargo payment rate. So we really do need a kind of a cheap and cheerful motive power solution. And you can see like that 1451 a year compared to 4376. It's really no competition there, and we should get back a decent amount of money for this. Oh, Hancock Enterprise, steam buses. Now there we go. Let's do that, because I noticed while I was looking around this that I have some old vehicles. So I'm also going to look to replace these with Enterprises, which are not much faster, but they are more powerful. So yeah, see the horses are only slowing down to 4 or 5 miles an hour, which is much more palatable with this. So there we go. So I'm going to set that replacing this. I do realise also as well, not everybody has seen this replace vehicles, but this allows me to just change out the stage coaches for Hancock Enterprises, just without having to go and manually send them to the depot. That said, they may require me to send them for servicing. So if you find things not replacing themselves, you can just set up the send for servicing. It may also be related to the money limit. Let me have a check of that. So what we may see is when this goes to the depot, it says auto renew failed. So let's see. Yes, so there's a reason that that's not been happening, and that's because this will respect the settings that you have for minimum money for auto renew. So you have in settings, yes, auto renew MIDI. Yes, so what will happen is these won't get replaced unless we have that much money in the bank, and obviously we don't have that because we were just failing at creating a train line. But these sort of, oh no, not again, has made 14 to 2. So you see, already the profit there is a lot more. So because it's not chewing through our money, sort of pouring wood and coal and whatever else in it to get it up this hill. It's just sort of casually eating grass and whatever else horses eat. I don't know. There's some bricks missing from the plateway, so maybe the horses are eating the bricks. But yes, anyway, there we go. That's what I said. Yes, the auto renew would fail because we don't have 100,000 to spend on renewing it. And but anyway, yes. So replacing this back to horses has been a good idea. Much, and I haven't spent that much effort on naming them, so we didn't have to worry about that. So we're still seeing the profit's still not looking very sharp, is it? So this may be just from our train route. So let's see. I think next quarter. So if we roll this forward and just speed it up a little bit, because I'm not going to be able to do very much with only 30,000. We should see. Yes, there we go. That's back to normal. So there we go, and that was 20 minutes. 2 years of in-game time essentially just wasted on proving that horses are still superior to steam for carrying things. And this kind of this is I guess a thing of the early rail vehicles. They were useful for passengers, but if you look at rail history, they didn't achieve total dominance instantly. And certainly on in the road as well. Horses were still being used quite a lot later on than this. So we're kind of showing that, yeah, just these early trains with their kind of little two-wheel tractive effort and high running costs are not. We can't just on the Timberwolf trains game just go and upgrade willy-nilly whenever we feel like it. Ooh, patentee. So this is more interesting. So that also has quite a low tractive effort, but maybe we could do something with passengers with that. So there we go. So that is our task for next time, is to find a use for the patentee, which is not trying to haul heavy trains around, because that clearly doesn't work. And I shall leave it there as these horses slowly pick up the sofa ash.